Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Charles,
This is Elijah.
and this is Brooklyn Boys podcast number 5.
Big episode 5.
Um, yeah, wow, it's really this is already 5 episodes. This is
It's
crazy,
quick.
right? And the playoffs, we've been covering the playoffs lately, and the playoffs been coming through quick. Nets were the first team to get swept. And then the longest series that we had was the one against
The Timberwolves.
Yeah,
The Timberwolves series that just ended 2 days ago.
and this episode is just more of like a recap towards the teams
that are out of here.
They
got packed up.
Packed up, man. Going on vacation, man. Going to
Cancun, wherever they want to go. They're
All
probably
during
all
COVID.
having
Crazy.
a rec league at Cancun right now.
Okay, so what team you want to start with?
We can start with the Hawks. The Hawks, this season was definitely tough. You know, a lot of their team was in the hospital to begin the season with either COVID or just random nick-tack injuries. But they found their ways into the play-in tournament, and they was able to get in the playoffs. But with that, they ran into a Heat that's just the perfect team against them, where they just have a bunch of really good players that all know how to play defense. And they just got in Trae Young, and he didn't have an answer, and his teammates didn't really step up. Well, when they tried to step up, Trae Young didn't step up. So they got packed up. Honestly, it wasn't a sweep, but it wasn't a good showing.
Yeah, I think this offseason you gotta turn like a two players, because I know there's like a lot of like continuity with that team.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that like mesh well with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's like they all mesh with each other, but they're just like okay, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
they're all just okay players.
Like you got Kevin Herter, like Bogdan. Like when they're hot, okay, like that's any
team. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like getting someone, like signing a free agent. Or then they signed for John Collins, didn't they?
They need to try to get rid of him. I think they should try to get rid of John Collins, because I feel like that's their best player to get asset out of. Because obviously you're not going to get rid of Trae.
No, that's not true. Not the best asset.
I think so.
What about Hunter?
I feel like Hunter is too inconsistent, where John he's just a consistent 18 to 20 points a game when he's healthy.
How old is John? 25?
Like 24, 25, yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like John is their best asset that they have, because you're not going to trade Trae Young. And even with DeAndre Hunter, he's still very young, and I don't feel like that. I feel like Atlanta is still going to have that hope that he can be that guy.
Yeah.
Whereas John is this is the player John Collins is.
Okay, someone who you're willing to trade. Okay.
This is just the player that John Collins is, so they should try to trade him, in my opinion. Try to get better assets, try to maybe go through the draft, sign free agents, clear up cap space. But the Hawks, they just need a second guy that is dependable all the time.
Or someone to carry the load.
Yeah.
Like how Brunson and Dinwiddie have with Luka and stuff like that.
Yeah, because Trae can't do everything.
Or have like another four a forward who can spread the floor, or who's a competent passer, because it's always Trae Young, and then when Trae Young gets mollywopped, it's bad. And another thing with Trae Young too, right? I feel like he's turning more into like a Harden guy instead of a Steph guy.
They try to draw fouls and
not even like that, in terms of like relocating and shooting all over the place and like being consistent, and like, because he's small.
I wouldn't agree with that, because he had one bad series. All the playoffs last year, he went crazy.
I'm not saying like the series. I'm talking about like him, like the motion. Like yeah, okay, Trae Young can be good, bad, either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like Trae Young, the pesky guy, if he's not running off screen, boom, like something like that towards his game, instead of just like, okay, he's just waiting for it at the top of the key and just doing pick and rolls. And it's cool and it's effective now, but like...
But the thing is, we don't know if he could do that, because he doesn't have anyone else that could create a shot. So it's one of those things where if he had a second playmaker on the court with him, then maybe he could do it, but he doesn't have anyone. Same thing with Luka, where Luka, before it was just Luka just waiting to get the ball. Mm-hmm. And now you see Luka playing more off ball, and it's working out for them, because they have more confidence on their team. You want to wrap it up with the Hawks?
I mean, I haven't thought of it like that, but that's something I would want to see from Trae Young. Him being able to
play off ball.
Yeah, be more off ball like that.
Basically for the Hawks, they had a good season when you take into account everything that they had to fight through, but they got packed up in the first round. It's not the goals that they definitely had for themselves, and see y'all next year. The next team we could get on is the Nets. This is probably the most disappointing. This is easily the most disappointing team that's going to be on this list. Not only the fact that they were the favorites to win the title before the season started, but the fact that they're the only team on this list that didn't even win a game. Like, they just got completely swept. And it's one of those things where it's just like, you have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and you still have so much that you need to improve on. Like, this team is far from being a championship contending team. Like, they need better role players. They need to get a big man that could get rebounds and play defense. They need Kyrie to show up, and they need KD to show up when it's needed. Though the only role player the two role players I really like on Brooklyn is Bruce Brown, and Goran Dragic had a really good series for the most part.
You like Claxton?
Claxton I like, but
free throws.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot. He has a lot of work that he needs to do.
I don't know why they have Drummond.
I have no idea.
I don't know why they.
But he's gonna be out of here after this season.
Nets suck. All right. But I think the thing with the Nets is like, imagine you driving like a nice Ferrari, right? And it's all cool and it's all nice custom. It has all the like nice glossy exterior, whatever. I'm not good with cars, so I don't know what the finishing is called, right? So all the colors, all the gloss, right? Well, it has a 2004 Toyota goddamn engine, right? It's gonna collapse, right?
Collapse, yeah.
And like,
it looks pretty from the outside, but then when you look in the inside, it's like this team is not good.
Because you have Kevin Durant, you have Kyrie Irving, and you have Patty Mills, and the idea is that they're just gonna outshoot you, they're just gonna outscore you. That's the thing. But like, you seem to realize like defense is really important. That the fact that Grant Williams can't look like the Pedro Stojakovic. You gotta have wing depth. You gotta have players that like things like I think they're really gonna hone in like players like Cam Thomas and Kessler Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Kessler Edwards, right?
That's his name.
And Cam Thomas, yeah. I thought I had them mixed up. But like Edwards. Those are the players that really need minutes, right? You need your Dragic. I don't think they're gonna play him next year. I think they should.
I think he'll be gone. He only signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I think he'll be gone.
But you need those players to develop more. You need those players to kind of know their nuance of the system, because like if they're not on the floor, you're gonna have freaking Kyrie Irving guard a 2 like Jaylen Brown or Patty Mills doing something like that.
They also need a coach. Yeah. Honestly, because I don't know what Steve Nash is literally just Kevin Durant and Kyrie. You go ISO, and if we win, I'll give y'all a big hug and say yes, we did it. And then if we lose, it's just like, okay.
No, it's tough.
Yeah.
Man, we didn't get the shots. The shots didn't go in. That's some what's his face? That's some Mike D'Antoni shit. He would just be like, at
least Mike D'Antoni had a good offense.
Yeah.
Steve is just like, let's just let these guys play 1-on-1. Like, if y'all watch during the series, anytime Kevin Durant or Kyrie were missing shots, they never got a play drawn up for them to get them an open look. It was always, no, just give back some in the post and they're bound to make one, which is something that they're really going to have to improve on in this offseason. The next thing we talk about is the Raptors. This is probably the one team, this team and probably the Pelicans, where it's just like, I don't feel that they failed their season or anything like that. They just ran into one of the MVP candidates. He's first or second on many people's ballot. And they just didn't have the size to compete with him. And they even tried making it a series in the end, but Fred VanVleet getting hurt really ended that.
Ended it. They need a center.
Yeah.
They need a center. I think they're so versatile on the defensive end. I think Precious probably can get better from the three. That will probably be dangerous if this big dude keeps on shooting threes
like that,
and then he can defend on the other side. But they need a center, like a permanent center, because you don't want Siakam to play center because he's not big enough, and then you don't want Boucher and Nachua, who's like light in the ass, right? You know, so you need a big man if they can try to attract somebody, but. They're a really good team. You know, really they have good youth, they have good depth, and they have really rising stars. I thought OG Anunoby is probably like their worst starter. No, besides the center spot, they're their worst starter, and he is. I thought he was gonna be most improved player.
He's really good. Yeah. I mean, he still has potential, but it just hasn't panned out. Like I said, the Raptors is one of them teams where it's hard to really get on them because. They're a really good team, and they took the team that they was facing 6 games, and they competed. Now they can stay in Canada. They don't have to cross the borders anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see them next year.
Good team though.
The last team in the East for us to talk about is
what team got beat?
Who is it? The Bulls. The Bulls. Yes. The way we forgot about them is almost how they forgot how to play basketball this entire series. I mean, DeMar DeRozan had an awful game 1, but he came back with an amazing game 2, and it looked like it was going to be a series going back to Chicago. They could have made it something. Instead, the Bucks was just like, okay, let's just end this series now to get ready for the next round.
But they were down. Caruso and Levine, right?
They was down them the last game.
Oh, yeah,
the Bucks was down Chris Middleton. That was his game 2. Yeah. And the Bucks still just was like, all right, it's over with. But it's not about the Bucks. This is mostly about the Bulls. And, they are missing some key guys. Like you said, Caruso and Levine didn't play the last game. Lonzo didn't play the entire series because he was hurt. But the Bulls is just one of those teams where they're going to get ticket sales. They're going to compete to make it to the playoffs. But until they have someone that can become that guy, especially in the playoffs, they're just going to be a first-round exit to me.
I think that team is really starting to be good. As if Patrick Williams can start to like really develop and be that defender, can shoot threes, can put it on the floor. I want to see him try to put it on the floor more, but if he can be that guy or that highly talented draft pick, I think the ceiling of this team is really dependent on him. Because you have Vucevic, there's no interior presence, right? So him being an interior presence is solid, right? Having the backup center probably would help, like someone like a JaVale McGee or something like that. What else? But I think without injury, I think they're a really good team.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think they are a really good team. I just don't.
Yeah, but it's hard to get over the top
against the top teams in the East. Yeah. They're probably
it's hard to reach
at best a 6-round series for them.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they're always going to be a first-round exit because they're just going to run into the top 4 teams and they don't have an answer for them. And they're a lot like the Nets in terms of a lot of ISO, and Levine doesn't have the ability to play off ball. Neither does DeRozan. So it's just the Bulls are really like, okay, DeRozan is your turn. Okay, Levine is your turn. Instead of let's learn how to play together.
But I will say this. I feel like they're gonna probably be aggressive the same way how they were this season. The new GM. I forget what his name is.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, whatever. So Bulls GM, whatever. You can find them on 2K. But I don't know, man. I think they're so close. I think as a team, they have a piece.
Do you think they're close?
But they have. It's like you have all this space, right, in an area, but it has a ceiling. That's how annoying it is, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you have Patrick Williams, but that's not enough to stop Giannis. That's not enough to stop Jason Tatum. That's not enough to stop KD. That's not enough to stop
all these dudes. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they can have a trade. And I think they have what it takes to attract a free agent, but
they don't have no money though.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, Zach LaVine is a free agent this year.
Oh yeah.
And he's not even talking about staying with the team. He's saying he's gonna look at his choices. So, for all we know, the Bulls might just be DeRozan and Patrick Williams with Lonzo. Please don't grab the Celtics hat.
That's tough. I mean, I don't think he's gonna join the Celtics.
Yeah. I saw you looking over there.
No, I was saying you said he was looking, so I was.
For the West, we can start off with another team that have no reason to feel bad about how their season ended. The Pelicans.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna say the other team.
The Pelicans, they fought, man. They fought.
We know who Clark Kent is. We know who Herb Jones really is. He's really Superman.
Yeah.
You know.
And they was missing their first or second best player.
This is first or second best
Zion.
player. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They was missing him.
This team is so different. It's not really as reflective as it should
record
be.
Yeah.
Right, because they have all these players. They got Larry Nance at the trade deadline.
CJ.
They got CJ at the trade deadline. They got Jose Alvarado started playing more. Herb Jones started playing more. Who else? That's it?
Yeah. That's really it. But they just learned how to play as a team. Especially with Willie Green being his first year, his first season as a head coach. You know, it took him a while to get adjusted to it. It took him a while to let his philosophy be indented on this team. But I think they started the season like 2-13 also.
Yeah.
But they just found a way, and they competed the whole year. They made it out of the play-in, and they fought with the Suns, and they made it a series. I would say every game was a close game. Even though Game 5, I believe they lost by 15. That game was a lot closer until the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and they all fought. It had to in 6 games. It took Chris Paul to go
13 of 14
of 14 to 14.
Tough.
14 to 14 for them to pull it out.
And DeAndre Ayton shooting 10 of 12. So it's like, and we know that Devin Booker was hurt, but like we said, Zion was hurt too. So I don't want to hear about the injury, whatever.
Right.
But the Pelicans, they're gonna be a dangerous team next year. They're going to be a dangerous team. They're going to be a team that a lot of teams are going to have a hard time beating in the regular season. And when the playoffs come, depending on matchups, it's going to be hard for whoever they get matched up with to me.
I think they trade Val.
They're going to have to, I feel like.
Are they going to trade Val?
I think they're going to have to. And start the dog puncher or whatever you like to call him. Jackson Hayes.
I don't like Jackson Hayes.
But he's going to have to play.
You can trade him too to a prison. But yeah, I think Valanciunas, he showed good post work and stuff like that, but nothing on the defensive
and then when you have Zion coming back, you need extra spacing.
Oh yeah,
because Zion just works from the post.
He didn't shoot. Wait, Valanciunas didn't.
Valanciunas shoots threes, but not consistently.
Okay.
Like he had a game where he hit 6 threes, and the next 2 games he only made 1.
Yeah.
So he'll take the shot, but
Jackson Hayes can shoot threes?
No, but he's not gonna demand the ball either.
Yeah, he a freak.
Yeah.
He's just a freak,
Yeah. Freak on and off the court.
Yeah.
The next team we could talk about is a team that if I would have heard they lost the series before the playoffs started, I would have said they wouldn't have to feel disappointed. But because of the way they lost, they should absolutely feel disappointed, is the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves they're so talented but stupid, which is, of course, comes with their youth.
Yeah.
But it also is upsetting because it's like they just don't realize they realize the mistakes they make and they just make it over and over again, which is youth, of course, but they're going to be a really, really good team. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with D'Angelo Russell. Because he's making too much money to put 6 points and shoot 3 of 12 from the field. But yeah, they got a really bright future. Anthony Edwards, like we've been saying, is going to be that guy.
He'll be that guy.
Karl Anthony Towns is already one of the best bigs in the league. Patrick Beverley is a great leader for them. I like
Vanderbilt.
I like Vanderbilt, and I like the other one.
McDaniels.
I like McDaniels. I like their backup point guard too. McLaughlin, yeah.
I think they all had It's so frustrating because I feel like they really They were the better team, but they just made
so many dumb mistakes. Whoa. Good.
Whoa there. Yeah, I was about to sneeze. That's why. But like, I feel like they made so much boneheaded mistakes, like down the stretch. Game 2 they were down by 20, right? They were up by 20.
No. Game 3 they was up by 26. Game 2 they was losing the whole game.
Game 3 they was up, and there was another game they were up.
Game 5 and Game 6.
3 games that they could possibly.
3 games that they lost, they should have won. And at least one of them they should have won.
And it's ridiculous. And I wanted to see Cat, and the Timberwolves go against
the Warriors.
Yeah, but they're just missing that consistency. They're missing that playoff experience. And I think the best move, if they can, D'Lo.
D'Lo has to go.
D'Lo has to go. He's too inconsistent.
But it's gonna be hard because D'Lo's making a lot of money, and every other NBA team saw what he just did. So it's just gonna be like, why would we trade for that? Like he was awful this series. Like he had one good game, and that was the game that got blown out. It's like he was just really bad in this series.
I don't know what you do.
You gotta get in the gym. The only thing you can't do, honestly, for D'Lo is if you can't find a trade partner, he just has to get in the gym and put shots up in Cancun right now.
You can't release him? They don't do that?
They're not gonna. He's making too much money to release. Damn. They're not gonna release him. So they stuck with him. But like we said, the Timberwolves had a great season. They finally made the playoffs. It's just they had a great season to lose in such disappointing ways.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna recover. They're young. They're a good team.
They got room to grow.
Anthony Edwards, I think he's gonna learn how to put the ball on the floor better
and attack to the basket better.
Yeah, because once he gets on that plane, once he's able to go off that foot, then he's airborne. You know, he's just like a what's this dude? A spaceman, right? Those are
astronaut. Yeah, okay, he's an astronaut.
But like, I feel like that's the next step. He's showing the improvements as a better defender in the series. Gambles too much, but that's what freak athletes do. You know, like they're like, oh my gosh, I can make every play.
Yeah, that's what comes with it. He just has to learn how to balance it.
Yeah, and that's a trial that every great has to go through. Or I'm not calling him great, but every
young player that has promise. That's a wrap on the Timberwolves. The next team we can talk about is the team that's gonna blow their whole situation up, and that's the Jazz. The Jazz. It's time to give up on whatever hope they have. It's time to send Rudy elsewhere. It's time to send Donovan elsewhere and just restart. Yep, that's exactly what it has to be. They just need to restart. They're bad. Like as simple as they're just bad. They're one of them teams they're good enough to make the playoffs, but they're just not good enough to win. They're not good enough to compete.
You know what it's like? You know what this is like? It's like, you ever been in financial aid and you're poor, right? You're poor, right? I don't got money, right? No money. What's that dude? I need $1, right? So, right? But you know how you make your parents make just enough money
to survive?
No. It'll be like just enough money so that like you won't get any scholarship for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's the Jazz. Like they'll never be good enough. They'll never have what it takes. But they'll never have
a bad enough team that they're gonna get a top draft pick.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, unless they blow it up, and it's time to blow it up.
But like, I mean,
I'm talking about restarting everything. Like throw that whole team away.
Okay, but if you do that, right? Mm-hmm. What is your next thing for Utah? Like, as a fan, as a basketball fan, yeah, you blow it up. Mm-hmm. But if you're a Utah, like, why?
I mean, if you're the mindset of we want to get ticket sales and make the playoffs, then you don't blow it up. But
exactly, like
at a certain point, if you don't blow it up yourselves, the team is just gonna leave. Like when they become free agents, they're just gonna leave.
Okay.
but you would rather blow it up and get something back in return, and not just let Donovan walk. Because Donovan is like 2 seconds away from walking. Every time they showed him on the camera in the playoffs, he looked like he was already packing his bags. So it's so just
tough. Who do you think the Knicks are gonna get?
So I was saying Donovan. I just want the Donovan to come to New York because I feel like he loves it here, and he would love to play here.
Hometown kid, right?
Yeah. So the Knicks and the Jazz. The Knicks don't have nothing, bro.
Anything.
And you're not trading RJ on the Knicks. They're not gonna trade RJ.
3-way trade.
And you're not gonna trade Julius either, because no one's gonna take him.
No one's gonna take him.
The Jazz will figure it out. That's why we're not GMs. the Jazz will figure it out, or they won't. And like you said, they'll just keep the team together to make the playoffs and then lose every single round.
Cause it's like, I don't know. They have a whole new identity. I think you just like. I know you don't want to write it out and get nothing in return, but it's just like, what person would sign on?
The Jazz are like Indiana.
Yeah,
where they're just, hey, we're a small market team and we'll compete, but
and then
we're not
when
gonna
they
win.
suck. When they suck, no one cares about Indiana. When's the last time? Last time people really cared about Indiana was with Paul George, and when T.J. Warren was Michael Jordan for
like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, they're just in a tough situation. But if you want to win a championship, you got to blow the team up and just restart over. But if you want to just get ticket sales and make profit off your team, then keep the team together.
Utah hasn't won a championship before.
It's time to blow it up. It's time to do something.
Yeah.
The last team we have is the Nuggets.
Oh man.
Hell. First off, Jokic. This has nothing to do with you. We already know you did everything you could.
Great. Like, what did he average? Like 37. Hold on. Let me see. Stat muse. Hold on.
While he's looking that up, we could talk about Aaron Gordon. You got to get better, bro. I mean, they traded for you. They gave you the money, and you haven't showed any improvement. You haven't shown any improvement from 3. The last game they played, Aaron Gordon did play really good, but other than that, he wasn't good at all. It's right there. Mm-hmm. It's right there. Go back up.
Oh, yes. Are you at 31?
Yeah. Okay, go back up. Okay. It was at the top.
Okay.
Yeah. Monte Morris is a really good player, but like you said, health. They're all these dudes are role players, other than Aaron Gordon, who's getting paid to be one of the stars of the team. But the role players did what they are. They're role players, so you can't expect them to get 20 points a night to help Jokic. I mean, that's not their role. Hopefully, Jamal Murray's knee magically repairs, because I don't know what's going on with that. And Michael Porter Jr.'s back finally get strong enough to play basketball for a season. Other than that, you're just going to have Jokic putting up crazy numbers until he's a free agent. And
you think he's leaving from the Nuggets?
If it stays like this, where Jamal Murray is
always hurt,
and Michael Porter Jr. never touches the basketball again, and he has to watch Aaron Gordon miss every single 3 he takes, then I think that he'll leave. But
amazing performance.
Yeah, speaking of Jokic, his numbers were 31,
13, and 6.
Which is in the 64% true shooting percentage.
Oh my god! I don't really get true shooting.
I don't get it either, but it sounds nice.
I think true shooting is the percentage relative to like threes.
I don't
like how like 33 threes and 52s equal 100 points. Mm-hmm. Well, 99 and 100, but similar thing, right? I think it's trying to put that on the same field, on the same relativity and efficiency, and then mark those numbers together. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I don't know what it means. I don't really care what it means. It just sounds cute. So he shot 64% from true shooting percentage, which sounds amazing. So yeah, he had an amazing series. Incredible series
against a defense, a 2-time defense player or 1-time.
2-time
He's only 1-time, right?
1-time defensive player of the year, yeah.
1-time defense, because he was about to win it this year.
Yeah.
1-time defense player of the year, one of the best defenses in NBA history. Team-wise.
One of the best defenders in NBA history for sure. Yeah, he tried.
Franchise-wise, I mean.
He tried. The Nuggets.
They just need health.
They just need
healthier.
They need to be healthier.
And they need a better forward than Jeff Green. You know.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr.
Still, Jeff Green.
I feel like Jeff Green is a good backup.
Yeah, he is.
He just is not in the right role.
Yeah.
He's honestly just not in the right role.
Your second wing.
I can see what you're saying.
And then Michael Porter Jr.
But then you also have to take into account PJ Dozier is hurt too. And he plays.
Okay. Yeah.
And he tore his ACL.
I didn't even think about PJ Dozier.
Yeah. I forgot he plays basketball too. I just was reminded of him.
Bones Highland is a really good bright spot.
Yeah, he has a bright future.
But Jokic needs a lot more help. Jokic needs a ton more help.
I mean, it's tough when you have 50 points sitting on your bench every single game between Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray.
Right.
So, I mean, the Nuggets, they wasn't gonna win this series. I would have loved to see what it would have looked like if the team was healthy as whole against the Warriors. Then that would have been something. But yeah, hopefully they get healthy next year and they'll make a statement. Who knows?
And that's it.
That's it. Those are the 8 teams that are now out of the playoffs.
Thank you guys for supporting us. Please like and subscribe to our videos.
Yep. It gets the revenue up, y'all.
Yeah. We really appreciate it. And see you guys next podcast. All right, see y'all.